Okay, we're back here to Take Your Life Back Today show. Today I have Stacilynn Boyle. She is, well, she's going to be, but she has a lot of experience as a peer support specialist. But Stacey, I just wanted to say hello to you first before I read something. So go ahead and say hello to my audience.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, so peer specialists can relate to others in a non-clinical, more personal way. And they have a similar lived experience in their own personal life, and so that's pretty much how they start off, is because they go through so much in their own life, and they have a great way of actually relating to other people. I must say that Stacilynn Boyle truly gives us a pair of shoes to walk with in her peer work. I was encouraged by her level of commitment because I do follow her on Facebook. And just to give my audience a little background, her father is actually my wife's cousin. So we communicate via Facebook. But most recently I noticed that Stacilynn has been more or less out there encouraging people, encouraging the audience. And we all know that the social network is the best form of relaying messages. So I have about 10 or 15 questions. I'm not exactly sure how many questions, but I'm going to ask Stacilynn some of these questions. And I want you, my audience, to be encouraged as much as I am, because there are people like her out here. And we all, at this point, do this pro bono. In other words, we don't have anything to gain but two things, and that's to help others and to help ourselves by helping others. Peer support is virtually or vitally important work that is moving mental health treatment towards a more recovery. And I'm not even talking about a recovery just in addiction way. I'm talking about recovery in life. We all have to recover something in our life, whether it's to recover our self-esteem, maybe to recover our life in general. So, Stacey, I just want to ask you the first question, and if you could be brief with your answers, because we don't have tons of time, but just a basic answer would be great. So my first question to you, Stacey, is how did you get into the peer specialist field? What sparked your interest?
I just love to help people. I love to give advice and listen to other stories so they get a perspective of mine.
Well, that is really compatible. What is your own story? Just fill my audience in. What is it that you've been through? And you don't have to get into a great detail. And certainly, we don't want to pry into your personal life. But what got you involved?
I have mental illness. I was diagnosed at 15. I also know a lot of people that have addiction problems, mental illness, domestic violence, all kinds of problems, being bullied in school, homelessness. After a lot of veterans I've met, I've been homeless before, and I've met a lot of veterans and people that are mentally ill that can't get help, and I try to help them be more positive and live more positive, productive lives instead of just sitting in the negative and thinking, well, this is not going to do anything for me. I'm not going to live a life anymore.
Well, first of all, as a veteran myself from the Marine Corps, I want to thank you for helping my fellow brothers and sisters as veterans. And as you said, there are so many out there that are going through loads of things, including depression. What is your, actually, have you ever thought about becoming a certified peer support specialist?
Yes, I'm looking into it right now. I've been speaking to a lady named Tracy who does it on Long Island. She does it in Suffolk. She works out of Ronkonkoma, and there's an online course, and then there is also, you can go and take classes around Ronkonkoma.
Great. This is really, although there is no such thing as a dumb question, but how do you define success? And I'm not talking about success money-wise. I know we're not Donald Trump, you and I, but how do you define success in life generally?
Success in life, you have to realize that it's not always making friends and, realizing who is your family, because, people have blood family, people don't, and when you make your own family, it's 10 times better, because those people are so much more positive and bring the light out of you instead of the dark, and they just support you in every way, and they don't criticize you, and they love you.
Great. What is your typical day and week like? I realize you probably, I understand you're a mother, so you probably have a busy day, but what is your typical day like?
I'm a single mom, so I work a lot. I work with him a lot. I also go to a lot of doctor's appointments. I make every one possible that I need to go to. And also, I have a Facebook page, and I also have a group page where I do positive quotes every day. So every morning I go on there and I'll write a little thing and a positive quote, and it helps a lot of people so far.
Well, tell my audience, where can they find you on Facebook?
They can look me up by my name, or they can also look up Positive Life and Reinforcement, I think it is, or Positive Reinforcement in Life. It's a quote page, and it helps a lot of people.
Okay. And for the people that missed your name, why don't you just give it out again with the spelling, possibly?
Stacilynn Boyle, Stacilynn Boyle.
And anybody listening out there, if you don't find her for whatever reason, you can contact me directly, 844-405-HELP, or you can go to any one of my web pages. What's your advice for folks, people that are interested, inspired by you? What's your advice for them entering the field?
I think that you need to be open-minded and have a great heart. Just don't be critical towards the other person. I know that a lot of people have been through things, and you may have been through their experience, but if you just keep an open mind and open heart, you can help someone get through their day.
And that's the biggest thing is, you hit the nail right on the head. It's not to judge others. It's to look for the best in everything and everyone that you meet in life. And that's such great advice you give. What wellness tools do you use in your own life daily?
I use coping skills, and I use grounding techniques, affirmations, and just deep breathing. Just sometimes I just need to take a breath away from people. Shut off your phones and your technology and just sit there and just breathe.
Right, exactly. We all have a lot of experiences in life, but, like my most rewarding experience was the day I became sober back in 2013, because then I knew my life, actually, it's almost like being reborn again. You start your life again. What is your most rewarding experience in life so far?
My most rewarding is being a mom.
What?
Seeing my kids grow up and learning their mistakes, learning their choices in life. I can't always be there. I learned from my own parents. You can't always be there for your child. But if you teach them well enough, they will make the right choices and decisions.
Exactly. And what motivates and inspires you besides your child? What is it that you wake up in the morning and you say, listen, thank God I have another beautiful day on this earth? What is it that you look forward to every single day?
I wake up to a wonderful family and great people behind me. And I just thank everybody. Some days I feel like crap, and I'll wake up and be like, oh gosh. But you know what? It's to the point where you have to think that every day. You have a roof over your head. You have food in your stomach, clothes on your back. Some people don't have that. So you just thank whoever's there, whoever God you believe in, that, is there.
Right, exactly. And what motivates and inspires you?
Probably my mom. She is such a strong woman. She really is. She's been through so much, and she just motivates me. She just never bad. Like, she loves life sometimes. Some days she has her bad days, but she is the most motivating, strong woman that I have ever seen in my life.
Well, I have to agree with you. I mean, I've known your mom for as long as I've known my wife, which is 20-something years, probably as long as you've been alive. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh, you're 28. Okay, I've known your mom then 23, 24 years. So,
yeah.
What are your recommendations towards doing what you do? In other words, I'm not asking for qualifications. What are your recommendations?
I recommend that you look into the field, that you just do your research and talk to people. Don't judge, like you said before. Inspire. Be motivated in life. Don't hold back as much as you can. Live life. Live moment by moment, day by day. Don't let anything bring you down.
Right, exactly. Now, as you probably know, and I'm not sure if you do know, but I have about 500,000 people that have seen my channel. So I know that there are some people that are inspired by what I do. So what recovery story most inspires you? I mean, when I say recovery, I'm not just talking about addiction. The recovery can be anything. It could be from depression. It could be anything. So what story, and brief story, what inspires you most?
Mostly friends and family, and that I've seen get stable and are doing real well. They don't have like a one specific story. Everybody heals in their own way.
Right.
Everyone recovers in their own way.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Now, I'm just going to go through a list. This is going to be my last question, but this is a list that I'm going to go through, and then I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. So, again, let's not concentrate on just the addiction part. A lot of people are under the assumption that what I'm about is just drugs and alcohol addiction. When I've been on Channel 12, I've been on Bill Cunningham. I have not always talked about this. One of my biggest things is to speak about a wholesome human. So here's a list that I came up with, and I want you at the end of this list to see if you can add anything. If you can't, that's fine too. Express and achieve your goals for recovery should be a daily function for anyone that's interested in becoming what you are, to monitor your own progress in what you do, to learn effective coping and self-helping strategies and helping others, find effective services and supports for others. In other words, AA, or it could be just going to the VA hospital. Get the most from your person-centered planning process. Always in your field, if I was doing what you were doing, would develop wellness plans for the people that you help. Develop advance directives. In other words, you want to give out phone numbers to people to guide them to the proper places, and also to help them with support during crisis. You want to get them to participate in community activities and become more independent and productive as people in life themselves. Now, if there's something that I missed, because I don't do what you do, you can certainly add to that.
Well, with people with mental illness, they don't remember that they need to see their doctor at least once a month, or whatever the doctor tells them. They have to remember to keep up with their appointments. They also need to schedule their medications at the same time every day. I know a lot of people can't get medications, but even if you have a therapist, if you're having a bad day, call her or him. Make sure you have a caseworker. They can help so much. There's crisis hotlines when you're just feeling down and you need to talk to someone. Go to the hospital when you feel like you're being triggered or you need help.
Right, exactly. Now, Stacy, I just want to ask you a question. I've been, just in the past 2 weeks, been approached by, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of PBS, which is a television program. And PBS is really, they're documentaries, and it's about people helping other people. If you're interested, give me a shout out one day. But as soon as I start on PBS, which could be within the next year, I'd like to have you as a guest on there as well. It could be either done the same way we're doing by phone, or you can make a personal appearance, whichever. But if that's something that you're interested in, because I truly believe in what you do, because honestly, you attracted my attention because of what you do on Facebook. Of course, I know your last name and all that, but quite honestly, I really don't pay attention to all relatives and things. But your daily posts inspire even people like me who do this every single day and inspire people. But your posts certainly help me, which means that they're helping other people. So if you're interested, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to have you as a guest on my PBS show.
Okay.
And I just want to thank you, Stacilynn, for coming on here. And I really, truly hope and pray that there's someone out there that's interested in doing what you're doing, or even can get in touch with you. Again, anyone that's out there, you can certainly get a hold of me if you cannot find her on Facebook, but you should be able to find it under Stacilynn Boyle. And what was the other page again? I'm sorry, Stacy.
Hold on one second, okay?
Okay.
It was positive life reinforcement.
Okay, terrific. I just want to thank you for coming on our show today, and I look forward to hearing from you again, and stay in touch, okay?
All right, have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye now. Folks, thank you so much for coming on our show today. This was Stacilynn Boyle. She is, her father is my wife's cousin, and she's an inspiration. She's a peer support specialist, and I look forward to hearing from her again. And thank you so much.